hungry," Jason said. He passed us and ran up the walk. He had his hands in his pockets, and he fell down. Varsh went and picked him up. "If you keep them hands out of your pockets, you could stay on your feet," Varsh said. "You can never get them out in time to catch yourself, fat as you is." Father was standing by the kitchen steps. "Where's Quentin?" he said. "He comin' up the walk," Varsh said, and Quentin was comin' slow. His shirt was white blur. "Oh," Father said. Light fell down the steps on him. "Caddy and Quentin threw water on each other," Jason said. We waited. "They did?" Father said. Quentin came, and Father said, "You can eat supper in the kitchen tonight." He stopped and took me up, and the light came tumbling down the steps on me, too, and I could look down at Caddy and Jason and Quentin and Varsh. Father turned toward the steps. "You must be quiet, though," he said.
"Why must we be quiet, Father?"
Caddy said.
"Have we got company?"
"Yes," Father said. "I told you they was company," Varsh said.
"You did not,"
Caddy said.
"I was the one that said there was. I said I would."
"Hush," Father said. They hushed, and Father opened the door, and we crossed the back porch and went into the kitchen. Dilsey was there, and Father put me in the chair and closed the apron down and pushed it to the table where the supper was. It was steaming up. "You mind Dilsey now," Father said. "Don't let them make any more noise than they can help, Dilsey."
"Yes, sir,"
Dilsey said. Father went away. "Remember to mind Dilsey now," he said behind us. I leaned my face over where the supper was. It steamed up on my face.
"Let them mind me tonight, Father,"
Caddy said. "I won't," Jason said. "I'm going to mind Dilsey."
"You'll have to if Father says so."
Caddy said.
"Let them mind me, Father."
"I won't," Jason said. "I won't mind you." "Hush," Father said. "You all mind Caddy then. When they're done, bring them up the back stairs, Dilsey."
"Yes, sir,"
Dilsey said.
"There.
Caddy said.
Now I guess you'll mind me."
"You all hush now.
Dilsey said.
You got to be quiet tonight."
"Why do we have to be quiet tonight?"
Caddy whispered.
"Never you mind.
Dilsey said.
You'll know in the Lord's own time."
She brought me my bowl. The steam came from it and tickled my face.
"Come here, Varsh."
Dilsey said.
"When is the Lord's own time, Dilsey?"
Caddy said. "It's Sunday," Quentin said. "Don't you know anything?" "Shh," Dilsey said.
"Didn't Mr. Jason say for you all to be quiet? Eat your supper now. Here, Varsh, get his spoon."
Varsh's hand came with the spoon into the bowl. The spoon came up to my mouth. The steam tickled into my mouth. Then we quit eating, and we looked at each other, and we were quiet. And then we heard it again, and I began to cry.
"What was that?"
Caddy said. She put her hand on my hand. "That was Mother," Quentin said. "The spoon came up, and I ate. Then I cried again."
"Hush,"
Caddy said. But I didn't hush, and she came and put her arms around me. Dilsey went and closed both the doors, and then we couldn't hear it.
"Hush,"
Caddy said. I hushed and ate. Quentin wasn't eating, but Jason was. "That was Mother," Quentin said. He got up.
"You sit right down.
Dilsey said.
They got company in there. And you in them muddy clothes. You sit down too, Caddy, and get done eating.
She was crying, Quentin said.
It was somebody singing.
Caddy said.
Wasn't it, Dilsey?
Y'all eat your supper now, like Mr. Jason said.
Dilsey said.
You'll know in the Lord's own time.
Caddy went back to her chair.
I told you it was a party,
she said. Verse said, he done ate all that.
Bring his bowl here,
Dilsey said. The bowl went away.
Dilsey,
Caddy said.
Quentin's not eating his supper. Hasn't he got to mind me?
Eat your supper, Quentin.
Dilsey said.
Y'all got to get done and get out of my kitchen.
I don't want any more supper, Quentin said.
You've got to eat if I say you have.
Caddy said.
Hasn't he, Dilsey?
The bowl steamed up to my face, and Bruce's hand dipped the spoon in it, and the steam tickled into my mouth. I don't want any more, Quentin said. How can they have a party when Dimity's sick?
They'll have it downstairs.
Caddy said.
She can come to the landing and see it. That's what I'm going to do when I get my nightie on.
Mother was crying, Quentin said. Wasn't she crying, Dilsey?
Don't you come pestering at me, boy,
Dilsey said.
I got to get supper for all them folks soon as you all get done eating.
After a while, even Jason was through eating, and he began to cry.
Now you got to tune up,
Dilsey said.
He does it every night since Demuddy was sick and he can't sleep with her.
Caddy said.
Cry baby.
I'm going to tell on you, Jason said. He was crying.
You've already told.
Caddy said.
There's not anything else you can tell now.
You all needs to go to bed,
Dilsey said. She came and lifted me down and wiped my face and hands with a warm cloth.
Versh, can you get them up the back stairs quiet? You, Jason, shut up that crying.
It's too early to go to bed now.
Caddy said.
We don't ever have to go to bed this early.
You is tonight.
Dilsey said.
Your pa say for you to come right on upstairs when you at supper. You heard him.
He said to mind me.
Caddy said. I'm not going to mind you, Jason said.
You have to.
Caddy said.
Come on now. You have to do like I say.
Make them be quiet, Versh.
Dilsey said.
You all going to be quiet, ain't you?
What do we have to be so quiet for tonight?
Caddy said.
Your mama ain't feeling well.
Dilsey said.
You all go on with Versh now.
I told you Mother was crying, Quentin said. Versh took me up and opened the door onto the back porch. We went out, and Versh closed the door back. I could smell Versh and feel him. You all be quiet now. We're not going upstairs yet. Mr. Jason said for you to come right upstairs. He said to mind me. Upstairs. He said to mind me. I'm not going to mind you. But he said for all of us to, didn't he, Quentin? I could feel Versh's head. I could hear us. Didn't he, Versh? Yes, that's right. Then I say for us to go outdoors a while. Come on. Versh opened the door, and we went out. We went down the steps.
I expect we'd better go down to Versh's house, so we'll be quiet.
Caddy said. Versh put me down, and Caddy took my hand, and we went down the brick walk.
Come on.
Caddy said.
That frog's gone. He's hopped way over to the garden by now. Maybe we'll see another one.
Vasquez came with the milk buckets. He went on. Quentin wasn't coming with us. He was sitting on the kitchen steps. We went down to Versh's house. I liked to smell Versh's house. There was a fire in it, and T.P. squatting in his shirt tail in front of it, chucking it into a blaze. Then I got up and T.P. dressed me, and we went down to the kitchen and ate. Dilsey was singing, and I began to cry, and she stopped.
Keep him away from the house now.
Dilsey said. We can't go that way, T.P. said. We played in the branch. We can't go around yonder, T.P. said. Don't you know Mammy say we can't? Dilsey was singing in the kitchen, and I began to cry. Hush, T.P. said. Come on, let's go down to the barn. Roscus was milking at the barn. He was milking with one hand and groaning. Some birds sat on the barn door and watched him. One of them came down and ate with the cows. I watched Roscus milk while T.P. was feeding Queenie and Prince. The calf was in the pig pen. It nuzzled at the wire bawling. T.P., Roscus said. T.P. said, Sir, in the barn. Fancy held her head over the door because T.P. hadn't fed her yet. Get down here, Roscus said. You got to do this milking. I can't use my right hand no more. T.P. came and milked. Why don't you get the doctor? T.P. said. Doctor can't do no good, Roscus said. Not on this place. What wrong with this place? T.P. said. T'ain't no luck on this place, Roscus said. Turn that calf in if you done. T'ain't no luck on this place, Roscus said. The fire rose and fell behind him and Birch, sliding on his and Birch's face. Dilsey finished putting me to bed. The bed smelled like T.P. I liked it.
What you know about it?
Dilsey said.
What trance you been in?
Don't need no trance, Roscus said. Ain't the sign of it laying right there on that bed? Ain't the sign of it been here for folks to see 15 years now?
S'pose it is,
Dilsey said.
It ain't hurt none of you and yourn, is it? Versh working and Phroney married off your hands, and T.P. getting big enough to take your place when rheumatism finished getting you.
There been two now, Roscus said. Going to be one more. I seen the sign. And you is too. I heard a squinch owl that night, T.P. said. Dan wouldn't come and get his supper neither. Wouldn't come no closer than the barn. Began howling right after dark. Birch heard him.
Going to be more than one more,
Dilsey said.
Show me the man one ain't going to die. Bless Jesus.
Dying ain't all, Roscus said.
I knows what you thinking.
Dilsey said.
And they ain't going to be no luck in saying that name, less'n you going to sit up with him while he cries.
There ain't no luck on this place, Roscus said. I seen it at first, but when they changed his name, I knowed it.
Hush your mouth,
Dilsey said. She pulled her covers up. It smelled like T.P.
You all shut up now till he get to sleep.
I've seen the sign, Roscus said.
Sign, T.P. got to do all the work for you,
Dilsey said.
Take him and Quentin down to the house and let them play with Luster, where Phroney can watch them, T.P., and go and help your paw.
We finished eating. T.P. took Quentin up, and we went down to T.P.'s house. Luster was playing in the dirt. T.P. put Quentin down, and she played in the dirt, too. Luster had some spools, and he and Quentin fought, and Quentin had the spools. Luster cried, and Phroney came and gave Luster a tin can to play with. And then I had the spools, and Quentin fought me, and I cried.
Hush.
Phroney said.
Ain't you ashamed of yourself taking a baby's play pretty?
She took the spools from me and gave them back to Quentin.
Hush now.
Phroney said.
Hush, I tell you. Hush up.
Phroney said.
You needs whipping, that's what you needs.
She took Luster and Quentin up.
Come on here.
she said. We went to the barn. T.P. was milking the cow. Roskins was sitting on the box. "What's the matter with him now?" Roskins said.
You have to keep him down here.
Franny said.
He fighting these babies again, taking their playthings. Stay here with TP now and see can you hush a while.
"Clean that udder good now," Roskins said. "You milked that young cow dry last winter. If you milk this one dry, there ain't going to be no more milk." Dulcie was singing. "Not around yonder," T.P. said. "Don't you know Mammy say you can't go around there?" They were singing. "Come on," T.P. said. "Let's go play with Quentin and Luster. Come on." Quentin and Luster were playing in the dirt in front of T.P.'s house. There was a fire in the house rising and falling, with Rosca sitting black against it. "That's three, thank the Lord," Rosca said. "I told you 2 years ago. There ain't no luck on this place."
Why'n't you get out then?
Dulcie said. She was undressing me.
Your bad luck talk got them Memphis notions into verse. That ought to satisfy you.
"If that all the bad luck verse have," Rosca said. Roni came in.
You all done?
Dulcie said.
TP finishing up.
Roni said.
Miss Caroline want you to put Quentin to bed.
I'm coming just as fast as I can.
Dulcie said.
She ought to know by this time I ain't got no wings.
"That's what I tell you," Rosca said. "There ain't no luck going to be on this place where one of their own children's name ain't never spoke."
Hush.
Dulcie said.
Do you want to get him started?
"Raising a child not to know its own mommy's name?" Rosca said.
Don't you bother your head about her.
Dulcie said.
I raised all of them, and I reckon I can raise one more. Hush now. Let him get to sleep if he will. Saying a name?
Roni said.
He don't know nobody's name. You just say it and see if he don't.
Dulcie said.
You say it to him while he's sleeping, and I bet he hear you.
"He know a lot more than folks think," Rosca said. "He knowed their time was coming, like that Pointer done. He could tell you when his'n coming, if he could talk, or yours, or mine."
You take Luster out in that bed, Mammy.
Roni said.
That boy conjure him.
Hush your mouth.
Dulcie said.
Ain't you got no better sense than that? What you want to listen to Roscas for, anyway? Get in, Benji.
Dulcie pushed me, and I got in the bed, where Luster already was. He was asleep. Dulcie took a long piece of wood and laid it between Luster and me.
Stay on your side now.
Dulcie said.
Luster little, and you don't want to hurt him.